Hatikva is such a sad melody, but such an uplifting message. And that dichotomy is very powerful. It combines the sorrows of the trials and tribulations that have faced the Jewish people throughout history, the Holocaust, 40 years in the desert, the diaspora, the destruction of the two temples, anti-Semitism, prejudice. It combines that with the hope and the perseverance that carried the Jews through all of those trials and tribulations with their hopes and their beliefs and the soul of the Jewish people intact. That tikva, that positive message of hope, is something that's very important to reflect on, not just for Yom HaAtzmaut, but afterwards. If we want to have a lasting peace in the Middle East, it's important that we don't focus on despair. We don't think of the conflict as intractable. We focus instead on the positive initiatives, the cooperation and the communication between our neighbors in the Middle East and our allies in the international arena. I'm Israeli. I was born in Ashkelon, and it's a very important part of my identity, not only as a person in my everyday life, but as an artist. When I returned to Israel in 2001 on birthright, I was unable to go back to Ashkelon. It's very close to Gaza. They get a lot of rockets, and unfortunately at the time there was too much violence. I was in Israel again last summer for a wedding, and my fiance Yaron, who's also Israeli, arranged a trip for me on my birthday to go back to Ashkelon. And 27 years after my birth, I was able to return to the house where my parents lived when I was born and walk the streets, which unfortunately were deserted. And it was bittersweet for me because not only was I felt very blessed that I was there as an adult, but I also question whether my children and my children's children will be able to have security and feel safe when they travel in Israel. And that's my tikva for the Jewish people and for Israel, is that we'll have security, but not at the cost of our humanity. And the way to achieve that and a lasting peace is to focus on the positive, to focus on tikva.